All right, let's take a quick look at factoring review 3B. I notice that there are four terms, but there's a 5 here, a 10 here, 3 and 6. So there's nothing common between those terms in terms of the coefficients. Let's just see about the variables. Is there anything that kind of is common to all of those? And the answer is no. So I see that there are 4 terms, and so what I want to do here is group these together. So I'm going to group together the first 2 terms. And then I'm going to group together the second 2 terms, or the last 2 terms, but I'm going to put a plus sign in between because I'm going to group that negative together with those 2 terms. So this is going to be bracket or parentheses minus 3m minus 6n. Okay? I do that so that I don't put myself in a position where I might make a mistake and only factor the negative out of one term. Okay, the negative is got to be common here, so I'm going to pull that out here. Now, in those the first binomial, the first 2 terms here, I notice that there is a common factor of 5 between 5 and 10, and a common factor of m between those 2 terms here. So I'm saying that 5m was distributed to 2 different terms to get that original binomial, and those 2 terms must have been m. I just think about that, 5m times m, yeah, that's 5m squared, plus 2n. And again, I think about that, 5m times 2n, yeah, that's 10mn. Yeah, exactly. Here, take out the common negative 3 here. So I'm going to take out the common negative 3. Now, I'm going to try to be a little proactive here, because remember, what I really want to happen here is I want this m plus 2n to show up over here. Okay? And so I know that I want the coefficient in front of the m to be 1. I want it to look like this. So I am going to take that negative 3 out. And that's going to leave me with m here. But if I take a look at what that leaves me with over here, negative 6, if I'm pulling out a negative 3 out of that, negative 3 times positive 2n gets me negative 6n. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that m plus 2n there. Because now I can see that m plus 2n and m plus 2n, that right there, that factor is common to both. Now, I'm hoping that I can kind of skip a step here that I've done in the past here. If you have a hard time seeing that, one of the things that you might do is, consider this like a big X here, okay? And so what's common to those 2 terms there? Well, it's the big X. So maybe I write that big X out front, and that got distributed to the 5m minus the 3. That m plus 2n, okay, what I've called my big X here, that was common. I wrote that out front. And so now I factored that out here, but I need to go back and say, okay, but that X, that thing that I saw was common, that was actually m plus 2n, and it was multiplied by 5m minus 3, and that's the factored form of that expression.